I don't know. I can imagine quite a bit.
Where did you dig up that old fossil?
Going to Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
That's no move.
We're all fine here now, thank you. How are you?
Welcome to the Star Wars Nerds podcast. For it to dip the music, I'm Dan Vadabunker.
And I'm Kenton Larson.
I actually bought a Star Wars related piece of merchandise yesterday.
What did you buy?
It was my son Luke needed a new backpack for school, and surprisingly, it's very difficult to buy a normal backpack this time of year. No stores carry them, which I thought was very, very weak. I went everywhere I could think of, like Walmart and the general stores and that kind of stuff, and there was nothing. So I finally went to, and I mean by nothing I mean nothing reasonable. They have super expensive hiking backpacks for $50 or more. So I happened to go buy Spencer Gifts in the mall at Kildonan Place, and found they had a backpack sale on, which I thought was very cool, and they had some very, very interesting and creative backpacks, lots of fandom-themed backpacks at Spencer's Gifts. Never said the word backpack so often. And I got him a Star Wars backpack. And
very good.
The interesting thing about it is that it was a print of just an image of Star Wars figures. That's it. Like the old school Star Wars figures. It was like someone took a photo of someone stood a bunch of figures up. Like you can see there's the original Luke and there's all the different stormtroopers and everything. So they took a photo and then just kind of wrapped that photo around the backpack, and that's what it is. He loves it. He thinks it's awesome. His lunch kit is a BB-8 lunch kit, so this fits the theme of his Star Wars ensemble at school.
Oh, very nice.
Very happy with that. And I thought about you as well. I thought, if Kenton needed a backpack, he might want to go and get one of those. It was only $25.
Wow.
So it was on sale, 50% off.
Well, I could actually fill it with Star Wars
You
merchandise
could.
and walk around town with my Star Wars backpack.
Yeah.
And if I needed to. Oh, by the way, somebody last semester I have them do the personal brand assignment, and somebody handed in the backpack to go with the assignment, because you get crazy stuff handed in for that assignment. And within the backpack was action figures and Star Wars related merch that person helped define their brand.
That's an interesting
one of our
idea.
students. Yeah. So it was nice. But then the whole time I had it, I was worried that I was going to lose their backpack full of their presents. So I
lost it.
So I locked it up and I marked that one first.
You can't guarantee the return of any of that stuff. That's on them.
Well, it'd be like me handing in my blue snaggletooth for this assignment. Ooh. Don't lose it.
I wouldn't do
by
that,
definition.
Though. I would not do that.
No,
that would not risk a valuable toy like that. How much is that thing worth? Like $1,000?
I don't know what
Something
it's worth
that.
at this point. It's definitely one of the more valuable ones.
Yeah.
But they've released recently all of the. Or they've repackaged the vintage figures.
Yes.
And new, and I keep getting worried that is this going to flood the marketplace with new versions of collectibles that are going to look the same and fool novice collectors?
Oh, you mean like unboxed? I don't think you can replicate what it looks like. Like, you think they're going to recreate the blue snaggletooth?
It's certainly possible. That being the holy grail for a lot of people. That yak face, I mean, there's a bunch. There's a bunch that are harder to get than others.
Oh, it says there's one here on eBay for $400.
Wow.
I
ultimately got mine for a pretty good deal, and it's a real one too. It's not there's a lot of fake ones floating around out there.
This could be fake. I mean, it's hard to say.
There's I can't remember what it is on the leg. There's ones that say Taiwan and ones that say Hong Kong, I think, and one of them is right. I don't remember which now. Without my precious figure in front of me, I can't tell you which is which. But
now here's something. This looks weird. This is the one that says, is his name Uze? Is that his name?
Oh.
Uze? This is a package of him in the blue outfit, which is not. It says blue steak.
Oh, custom. It's custom.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, custom. Yeah. So somebody made that. Because you wouldn't put, the mistake was that he was wearing blue and that he was short. Is that right? Or no, he was a normal size?
He was tall.
Right.
And by the way, it was more entrenched in Canada because it's part of a Sears Cantina set.
Right.
In Canada. And I even remember getting the Sears catalog that had the blue snaggletooth prominently featured in the catalog. So as a kid, so they were generally easier to get here in Canada and harder to get in other parts of the world. So they're floating around out there, and I think Yak Face was similar. Which one
is Yak Face again?
He's from Jabba's barge, and he he literally looks like a yak, and he has.
Oh, I know.
And,
Okay.
and in some cases, he's got a staff, I think, and in other cases, he does not.
Okay.
Does not come with one. And that one, for whatever reason, was just not produced. I think it came near the end of the run of Return of the Jedi, and therefore the demand just wasn't there.
Right.
So some of that.
And it's not a prominent character, so they wouldn't have made a ton of them to begin with.
I actually remember Winnipeg had a store called Leisure World. Do you remember that store?
Yeah, I remember Leisure World.
So Leisure World, it was at Unicity Fashion Square. And so and if anybody, for folks not from Winnipeg, it has nothing to do with fashion. I don't even think it's in the shape of a square.
No, not at all. It was a mall. It was a mall.
Yeah, Unicity was the name for when all the suburbs came together as one city in Winnipeg. So hence the name of the mall.
And it was far away. It's way on the edge of the town.
However, as a kid, there's a bus that I caught in Charleswood, which took you around the perimeter.
Right.
And so it was like one of the perimeter, all these Winnipeg terms that nobody.
If Pablo's listening, he knows exactly what we're talking about. Yeah. And that's all that matters.
Yeah, the perimeter is like the road around the city.
Yes.
And so I would take the bus, and it would take me around the perimeter, and I would go to Unicity Fashion Square. And the Leisure World was there, and McDonald's was kitty corner in the food court. So I'd go to look at the Star Wars figures at Leisure World, and then I'd go around the corner and eat a McDonald's. And then I'd get back on the bus and go back home.
Sounds like a great afternoon.
It was a wonderful afternoon. But what I recall of Leisure World is they had, like, at that point, it was getting hard to find Return of the Jedi figures. And they had, like, the classic, like, it was sort of like an all-purpose hobby store. But at the back of the store, they had, like, an incredible selection of Return of the Jedi figures. Like, just like I remember all the Ewoks and just like everything on the card, and they had them long after they were unavailable other
because
places.
Nobody thought to buy them there, right?
And,
yes.
and it was one of those things where there was no buyback allowance for it or something, so they're like, we're carrying these until they all sell out. And I remember even a couple years later, they'd have the red guard in the package. They'd have like you.
This is this is before the internet, so there was no way to communicate to people that's where they were. So you would have to happen across them. And care, and probably not most customers going to Leisure World would not care.
And I saw Yak Face there so many times that I just want to kill myself. That I could have had like 20 of those on a card. You know what I mean? Like when I actually think back to those days, and even at that point, I was like, I sort of looked at them and went, this could be worth something one day. Like I sort of had that, but my mindset in those days, and like most kids, was like, I can only afford one of each.
Yeah,
so I bought one of each.
But you played with them too, right? You didn't.
Right.
You
buy
them to play with them, and that's why those are valuable. And I don't think anything they make now will change the value of the old stuff.
Well, as if they produce figures that look like the old ones, it's then novice collectors could be in trouble. They might mistake it,
or they just don't care as long as they have something that looks like it. Maybe people are like that as well.
Maybe you get the old I'm ripping you off on eBay problem,
right? Which
is I'll show you this figure, but then I'll send you this one.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And that sometimes happens.
Absolutely.
Although I have to say, I don't think I've ever been ripped off on eBay. I've come close to not getting something, but then the thing,
they clamp down on that pretty hard, right? They don't want people that would just ruin their whole brand if it was started to be known for scam artists and that kind of thing,
right? And not to mention you get gouged in Canada for international shipping when it's coming from North Dakota or something, and you're kind of like, why am I paying triple?
All right, it's time to take a look at this week in Star Wars clickbait.
What? How? What are you talking about? Huh? What? Goodness gracious me.
A lot of this week in clickbait has actually been real news.
The headline is this: first Star Wars Episode 9 poster leaked with new characters revealed? Huh? Question mark. I got to click on that.
I got to see that. So what is it?
It is actually an article about the new poster that was leaked.
That's what I was just saying.
With the possibility of new characters being revealed. So
the clickbait this week actually has
was worth clicking on. Yeah. So that I know that it's not quite what we get at in this segment, but it is what we wanted to talk about in the episode today. So let's just get into this. Where did this poster come from originally?
It came from I believe a Reddit board.
Oh, that's right, Reddit. Okay. And somebody,
or maybe even less reputable than that. I'm not sure the origin of it, but it sure looks real.
Well, so you think it looks real? Now, I saw somebody speaking with, I just happened to catch this on Twitter in my feed. Somebody asked Mark Hamill about it, and Mark Hamill replied, that just looks like the work of a very dedicated fan. So everyone's saying like it's not real, but and we'll link to the image, and like obviously it's low res. It's not like a finished poster. But I want to describe it and then talk about the different elements, and we can determine whether or not we think it's real, and if so, what characters possibly could be real. So dominant in this poster, and it is your typical like a million characters in one. And can I just say that I'm getting tired of these kind of posters? I really like.
I actually don't think this is a movie poster. I think this is like a promo.
It could
Toys
be,
R Us.
It could very well
something.
be that as well. This would not be the one you would see in the marquee at the movie theater, but like we just had the one for Avengers Endgame where everybody and their uncle is in the poster, and apparently that's a negotiation done through the agents. Like the Lupita, not Lupita Nyong'o, the other woman in Black Panther, the one that didn't disappear into a cloud of smoke at the end of Infinity War. She's Michonne. I don't remember her name. Diana Garai. I can't pronounce her name. She plays Michonne on Walking Dead. Anyway, she's in the poster. This is a big deal. A couple weeks ago when they've revealed the poster, she's not given credit in the title. Like her name is not in the credits underneath the poster, but her image is there. And the reason for that is because her agent negotiated that she would be in the poster, but not that her name would be in the titles, but they changed it anyway because people got so mad about it. So they changed it. So this is a negotiation. So whoever is represented in these posters, I think very much, I mean, obviously the designer takes everything into account, but if Daisy Ridley's contract says that she's going to be in there, she's going to be in there, even though she is a main character. But if somebody on the side like Rose, say, who's not a main character, might be in there as well because of her contract negotiations. Anyway, so Daisy Ridley is front and center. Rey is front and center, holding her lightsaber. We've got off to her shoulder, we've got Chewbacca, some other woman. I don't know who that is.
I know who it is, but we'll get to that in a second.
Then we go down a little bit, and then this is on her left side. Sorry, we've got Poe and
I think I know who that is too.
Another character as well that I don't know who that is.
We'll get to that in a second because there was a character sheet that got leaked too, which you have not seen yet.
I've not seen that yet.
So we'll get to those.
And then on her right side, we've got some weird alien. It looks like, to me, he looks like one of the aliens in the movie with River Phoenix and Explorers. Remember that movie where they build a spaceship, River Phoenix and Ethan Hawke?
Where are we looking here? Sorry,
I'm looking to the alien. Do you see this alien right here?
On the left of Daisy Ridley. Gotcha.
On her right.
Right, on our left.
Our left,
correct.
right? Exactly.
That's correct.
Okay. I'm confusing people here. Next to Finn, and then there's 3PO. Is 3PO holding a gun?
He's holding Chewbacca's bowcaster.
That's an interesting image. I don't mind that image.
I have something to say about that too, but let's keep going. Let's keep going through the poster.
Below.
And don't forget at the top, we have, I believe, Y-Wing, X-Wing, A-Wing.
Yes, some fighters there. And what looks to be the background of like the Death Star or those typical Empire kind of, those little like light. It looks like they're in a room somewhere on an Empire or I guess First Order spaceship or something. And we see the Millennium Falcon is flying through the poster at an angle. Below the Millennium Falcon, we have what could only be the Knights of Ren. I think that's obviously what that's supposed to be. And then Kylo Ren comes front and center. So you've got Rey above Kylo Ren, and their lightsabers are kind of on opposite sides. So they're holding them different ways. So they kind of complement each other, balancing out the design that way. And then below Kylo Ren, we've got some stormtroopers, some looks like TIE interceptors.
It looks like a brand new TIE fighter.
Oh yeah, that could be. Yeah, got to have a new one because
new interceptor.
Right,
it looks like
new toys to sell. And then below that is just a line of these stormtroopers, but they're all red. Like they look like they're cast. They're red because of the light of Kylo Ren's lightsaber. So they're not red.
Oh, you didn't think I took them for being literally red?
No, I think
because look, there's white ones above them.
Well, I know, but that's true. Okay, well maybe. So anyway, red. I think that could be. Oh, that could be.
I think that we might have red troopers.
Look like, actually, that one in the front his helmet looks a bit like a clone trooper.
Yeah,
mask
it does
because of the black down the middle. So I think they're kind of calling back to the clone trooper design with that, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
BB-8's off to the side there, and some other droid. And anything else that I'm missing here? I don't think so.
No, that's
the poster.
That's pretty good, I think. And while we're talking about this, because we'll bring it back to, there's a character sheet that I'm just holding up there. That came out the same day.
We'll link to that as well.
And on the character sheet, we have Lando. And the weird thing about Lando on the character sheet is he's dressed wearing his Solo a Star Wars story outfit.
Right.
But it's old Lando.
Oh.
So he's machine washed this thing for how many decades at this point?
It's his favorite outfit. He's got to keep buying it.
It's kind of an interesting connection to what we saw. And he walks with a cane.
Oh, okay.
Does
Interesting.
Billy D use a cane in real life?
He might. I don't know.
Then we got Chewie.
Yeah.
And he's holding his bowcaster, which I think is the same one. Appears to be the same one that C-3PO is holding on the poster.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that in a second. We've got Rey in her white PJs.
Looks to be the same outfit she's wearing in the poster.
Yep. We've got Poe, and he looks like...
Oh, they're all the same outfits. So these are all the same outfits. Okay, I get
We've
it.
got Indiana Poe in his outfit.
That's right.
He's kind of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
We have Finn, and once again, also generally wearing the same outfit as the poster, I think. Is he?
The
or
poster? Oh, I thought you did the posters and Poe. The
Oh,
poster, Potorama.
Poe is posing, and he's a poser. On the poster.
Right.
Poe is posing like a poser on the poster.
Oh, that's awesome. That's gold.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's the title of this podcast episode, no doubt.
Yes.
Then we've got, and here's where it gets interesting. We have Zori and Jenna, both of whom are also on the poster. And they've got names beneath them. And here, I'm going to throw this out there. I believe, let me throw this out there because I think Zori, Z-O-R, or Z-O-R-I-I, I think is Carrie Russell.
That would make sense. Looks like a bounty hunter.
And she's said she has an interesting costume. She's already said in an interview.
Yeah, that seems fair.
So, and Jana not only is my sister's name in real life, but except not with an H on the end. So this is my sister's name with an H on the end. Jana, with an H on the end.
Okay.
And I don't know. Are we talking about Billy D. Williams' daughter? Are we talking about?
Oh, it could be. Because they're all black.
Lando's daughter?
All the black people are related. Is that what you're saying?
Well, in Star Wars, everybody's related.
I just think of the Tracy Morgan bit. It's so funny.
Yeah.
That's Lando's cousin.
That's right.
That's Tracy Morgan always doing the thing. It's an ongoing joke. But yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't know that we can't assume that. But you never obviously he could have kids. Lando could have kids.
And Lando does
I don't
not.
know if Lando's the kind of guy who would settle down.
Lando does not appear on the poster.
Yes.
Okay, so that's kind of interesting too. Now, and let's just also get into this. There's just a couple other things. And
are the Knights of Ren anywhere on that character sheet?
No, that's it. That's it. So those are the only characters on the sheet.
And so, and also this alien dude is not on the character sheet.
Not on the character sheet. And we've also got. What do you think about the weird height going on in the Knights of Ren? Are these?
Oh yeah.
Do the Knights of Ren have kids?
Or they're just all various aliens. They could be different aliens of different heights.
They look oddly like kids, and in the flash forward in The Force Awakens, we sure didn't. There was no child in the crew.
No, but are the Knights of Ren not supposed to be like the people that Kylo Ren took with him when he left the Jedi Academy?
I think maybe.
They're all former students of Luke, and he took them, the ones that went off to the dark side, and then he left and then killed the rest of them when he destroyed it.
And that's where I get the idea that Rey was taken from there by her parents, Han and Leia. And all right, forget it.
No. If you're right about that, you're going to be the only person who called that. And I admire your conviction. You're sticking with it. That is your.
I just don't
theory.
I think Force Awakens isn't as good a movie unless there's some relation between Rey and Solo. Other than why did we have that?
Yeah, they had a
thing?
good chemistry, and there were lots of hints. And I agree that would be a wasted opportunity if they didn't go that. But I think again, it was similar to the Lost theory in that too many people guessed it, so they just nope.
Okay, I have a question for you. Can you search Knights of Ren on your laptop and just find the flash freeze frame of the flash forward from Force Awakens? I just want to know if each one of these ones on this episode 9 poster match the ones that we saw there.
Okay, well, I take a little bit of going back and forth. It's hard to say. It's raining. It's really hard to tell.
Is it really hard? How many are there?
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, there's 6 here too.
Yeah, there's 6 Knights of Ren. That's established. And by the way, we've had if you look through I believe it's the visual dictionary for the Force Awakens.
Oh,
the Knights of Ren are in there.
I'm gonna have to go and look.
Yeah, there is absolutely images of the Knights of Ren there and more detail on them, but not their identities or anything. There was a fan theory for a long time that the Knights of Ren, in fact, are the same people from Rogue One. like the blind guy and this buddy and all those people. Yeah, no, that's right. No, they died. So
are there in the flash forward freeze frame? Does it look like 2 are shorter than the rest? Or they?
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so maybe this is in keeping with.
Yeah, and also they're also in actually no. Well, they all look around the same level, but some are further back in the frame, so they line up. They all kind of line up really nicely composed. Actually, it's a great shot. So yeah, I think that a couple of them are shorter than the other ones for sure. Okay,
that's good to know.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to draw attention to in the poster is why the hell is Kylo Ren holding the lightsaber like that? Other than it was when you said graphic design balance, I was like, that might explain all of it.
I think that's the only reason
but
for
look at the odd way.
Oh, I know. It's weird.
He's holding it backwards.
Yeah, he's holding it backwards, and I think that...
Could he be handing it to somebody?
I don't think so. I think that's just,
You think it's only design element?
Let's just make it look balanced so that we have Rey's going one way. Although they could have flipped it, to be fair. They could have flipped it so that she's holding her as more... Like, they're both kind of holding their lightsabers weird in this poster. So
he is definitely not holding it like he's about to fight someone.
He looks like he's going to cut his hand off on that stupid side thing. That's always been a danger of that design, is that he could hurt himself.
He could.
And it looks like he has a higher chance of hurting himself right now than any other time in the series.
It's the old I can't remember who the 80s comic was. Kylo Ren has marks all over his body from Jedi Knights touching him with a 10-foot lightsaber. So I don't know. I think I'm going to go out on a limb here and say he's handing it to someone.
All right.
Somewhere in the movie. Do you think? Here, Rey, join me.
And he's also got his mask back, but I think you've heard rumors about that at other points as well, as far as him getting building his mask, creating a new mask.
You can sort of see red light shining through.
So
is
cracks. It like, did he glue it back together, or what happened there?
He saw that ad where the construction worker hangs from the beam.
Crazy glue.
From his hat. And
so So he decided, he smashed. In the Last Jedi, he smashes that helmet because of Snoke's needling of him and his insulting of him. So and of course he's very emotional. He'll just do those things on a whim. Yeah. But maybe he regretted it. Maybe he did after he kills Snoke. He's like, no, I want my helmet. I am Darth Vader, and he does rebuild his helmet or piece it back together.
Right.
I mean, wouldn't you be embarrassed if you were like the janitor on that ship and you accidentally threw it away? He just left it on the bottom of the turbo lift, right? He's not like.
I always thought of the janitor going, I just cleaned up another steaming pile.
Right. Yes, exactly. then you had to go upstairs and clean up the Snoke cut in half. That would be a bad thing to cut.
That would have been a funny post-credit sequence, is the janitor cleaning it up and then doing the clap, looking, it's a living. It's a living.
Or just the guy who has to follow Kylo Ren around and just fix everything he smashes because he's angry.
Exactly.
That instrument panel in The Force Awakens.
Absolutely. Let's go back actually to C-3PO holding this bowcaster, because I think okay, this could imply many different things.
It looks like for him.
It looks like look, he's got the bandolier on too.
Oh.
So let me just set the table by saying I have no reason to believe this, but I sure hope they don't kill Chewbacca and then have C-3PO pick up.
Well, I kind of here. I'll tell you this, and there was a image circulating from a comic book. I don't know if it's new or not, that shows 3PO holding not a bowcaster, but it was like more of a standard blaster, two-handed blaster rifle or whatever. And I like that image. I like the idea of 3PO actually shooting something. I think it could be really interesting and give him something to do for once in this series. To have him be able to. Shoot somebody or whatever, maybe have him be a little bit more aggressive. By the way, we don't see R2 anywhere on this poster, which I think is a mistake.
No, I know. Well, it's concerning because he has been R2-D2 has been very much underutilized.
Both of them have. Both the original droids have. But to have 3PO and not R2 is not a good thing.
Well, so my first question was, are they going to kill Chewie if he's holding the bandolier? My second question is, why the hell isn't Lando on the poster?
Right.
Because is this going to be a cameo? Is it going to be a blink and you miss it?
I don't think that's the case.
Because I want Lando. I want lots of Lando. I do not want Lando to die, like in the opening scene or something.
Right. No,
do you
that
think
would be
it's something like that?
Can I tell you, to be honest with you, I think this is fake. I don't think this is a real poster.
I do. I think it's real.
I don't.
But I don't think it's a movie poster. I think it's a promo.
I don't think it's a real poster. I think because those character leaks that you have are legit.
Mm-hmm.
But the poster, whoever made the poster, just took those and put them into the poster.
I don't know. It looks too good.
It looks very good, but I can't buy this because it's missing certain elements. Because
where did the Knights of Ren picture come from?
Probably from the Visual Dictionary. There's lots of stuff out there with that.
So maybe our next step should be, and what I'll do is I'm going to go look at the Visual Dictionary, and I'm going to see if any of this could have come from there. But I haven't seen any of this, and part of what concerns me about this poster too is because I think I know what's going to happen. We're going to get probably a trailer at Celebration.
Oh, absolutely.
And what I think will be the big gag scene in the trailer is C-3PO shooting this gun. Do you think? I have a feeling that when the marketing, if this is real, when the marketing rolls, are we just going to see endless items? We're going to get a figure with C-3PO holding the gun. We're going to get a cup.
What should happen? Remember when they made a big deal out of the kick of it when Han shoots it?
Yeah.
And there's like he blasts that trooper and he goes flying. Like the kick of that thing is huge, which it makes me wonder how Han could handle that. Like Chewie obviously can because he's big, but I think if 3PO shoots that thing, he's got to go flying across the room. I think there's got to be some kind of gag where 3PO does not know how to handle that.
Yeah.
And he just goes flying.
He blows himself to bits. And then Chewie has to put him in the back, his backpack again. Speaking of backpacks.
Or he could go, or the reverse and have Chewie get blown to bits, and then 3PO has to put him on his backpack. And then they have to sew Chewie back together. That's too gruesome for Star Wars.
By the way, I actually think that the Poe pose on the poster is the same poser pose that he poses on the. I don't have another P word on the. Photograph. Okay, I give up. But it's the same picture.
I know. That's why I think that's why I think the poster's fake.
Yeah, but
I think those concept drawings are concept drawings. These are better than the ones we had before.
But then
these are higher res.
But then our friends Zori and Jana are different, are not posed the same way on.
No, but there could be alternate poses for these. Like it doesn't have to be the same thing. But I think that that's why I think, and I don't think those two new characters would get billing in that poster, right? There's got to be, and how could you not include Luke in there some way? To
me, it's just bizarre that Lando wouldn't be here unless how could it be a surprise at this point?
It's not a surprise. Everyone knows that he's in it.
They even in the announcement said that Billy D. Williams is in it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just hope that they don't underserve us on Lando, and the other element that we heard was that Carrie Fisher is still in this movie, based on
so she should be in it as well, especially since it really is her last Star Wars movie ever.
Right. So where shouldn't we have a little bit of that?
Yep.
Since they've already announced that,
I agree.
I would want to see some of that as well. And apart from that, my takeaway from this poster, if it's real, I think it is as a promo poster. It does. I agree with you that it looks a little same old.
Yeah,
I think we got a slightly new ship, got a new color stormtrooper.
That's why I think it's fake.
I don't think it is.
Okay,
but I think at this point,
remember the Star Wars trailers that fooled you?
Yes, it's true. We've all been fooled.
Some of us more than others.
By the way, later that night, my friend texted me from Texas and said he thought they were real too.
Yeah,
I
agree. I remember that. Yeah.
I think the hype was just built up.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you would believe anything at that point.
It was like anything. It was like, throw me a bone. Show me anything from the new Star Wars movie.
So we are on the verge of just a glut of information coming out next week when Celebration starts. And I think we for sure will get a trailer, although they could pull the old... No, I don't think they'll do this. I mean, they could pull the old for Celebration Eyes only kind of thing. But I think they'll release it. They should release it because it's now... we're getting up to 8 months out, I think, from the film. So they've got to release something.
We know we're getting a trailer. We will.
There's got to be a trailer.
And I'm actually really interested to see the Mandalorian stuff as well.
Right? We'll see probably a trailer for that as well.
I am also guessing that we will find out what the Game of Thrones guys are up to. And more it looks like it's the Old Republic.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
And that's a perfect, and we even from the word go said that, I think. Because
you did. We want to see like medieval Star Wars.
Right,
whatever that looks like.
And that's their specialty.
Yeah.
Sith Lords are our speciality. So I think we'll probably get a little bit of that at Celebration. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. Do you think they'll cart out Ryan Johnson? Talk about what he's working on?
Well, another rumor that came down this week was that he will be directing one of those movies for the Game of Thrones guys. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know.
He's got his own stuff to worry about.
Yeah.
So no, I don't know. I think we'll get something from Ryan Johnson on his thing. We'll get the Game of Thrones guys. We'll get a trailer for The Mandalorian. We'll have a panel for The Mandalorian with Jon Favreau and everybody, which will be exciting. Probably something to do with the new Clone Wars series coming out. What else? And stuff about the theme park, obviously, the Disney theme park.
Right, which is the thing that's least interesting to me. Hey,
Yeah.
when it opens up, then bring hither the photos. Like, I can't wait to see
We've
it.
had people correcting us, Chris Schiffman among them, about all the stuff I was wrong about last episode when I talked about that. And in fact, the hotel will be very close to Star Wars land. And the land, by the way, is not its own park. So I was thinking of it in terms of a different, like, Animal Kingdom or Magic Kingdom, but it's not going to be that. It's going to be, I think I could be wrong again, but I think it's going to be off of Hollywood Studios. That's where they were building it when I was there. I could see the signs and I could see the fences, and so it's going to be another land like adventure. What is it? What do they call it?
I'm not sure I know.
No, the little, like, the Tomorrowland. You know that stuff?
Yeah.
Like Tomorrowland or the Frontier Place or whatever, the Frontierland.
Westworld?
That's Westworld. Yeah, so that's what that is. So Galaxy's Edge is a land like that. It's not like its own separate thing. So it's not going to be as big as I thought it was going to be. It's only, those things are really only like, I don't know. They're big, but they're not huge. You know what I'm saying?
Huh.
So anyway.
So it won't be like a Westworld.
It won't be a Westworld, no.
Okay,
It'll be a smaller one.
There'll be no AI that can turn against us.
We don't know.
How's that going to work? By the way, my Star Wars podcast listening has been next to none over the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
Just because it's like two people like us who are, generally speaking, sort of looking at this stuff. So I haven't heard anybody say this is Carrie Russell, but I mean, just on the basis of what she looks like and what she said about her costume and then what we see here is I think that probably is Carrie Russell as well. So
yes.
So I think that, there's a couple things floating around out there about that. But in terms of other stuff, I think I was also going to mention, I don't know, did we talk about the Darth Maul with the spider legs available at Celebration? Have you seen that?
No.
Okay, it's pretty cool. It's a very cool sculpture of Darth Maul from
It's like a Hot Toys thing or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on, let me find it. You got to see it.
Well, while you're doing that, I want to talk about, we should see a good amount of content coming out of Star Wars podcast because they have a podcast stage at Celebration where people can go and I don't know how you get on that stage to record a podcast, but you can record a podcast in front of an audience. Our friend Steele Saunders will be there. He's getting hyped up for it. I see all kinds of people talking about it, and people are really, really getting excited for Celebration. So it should be a lot of fun. Of course, we'll be watching live from Winnipeg.
Oh, yeah. Will we ever, as usual. Let's see. Is this it? Just give me a second here. It looks so cool. And now, of course, I can't find it anywhere.
I love that look of Darth Maul. Are his horns really long? Because in the cartoon, his horns were like really long. It's like what happens when you don't cut your hair, you don't cut your horns. That's what happens in that race of, what is he called again? Dathomir? That's his planet. I don't remember what his race is called.
Well, I'm checking one.
Dothraki? No.
I don't think my Google was my keywords were specific enough. So
geez.
let me try one more.
What did you Google?
Darth
Maul spider legs?
By the way, I just had a class where I was like, you got to make sure your SEO, your keywords, and then 2 seconds later, I'm like thrashing around trying to find this. Darth Maul, spider legs, Celebration figure. How's that? All right.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Let's see if this works. Ah, ha, ha, ha. How cool is that?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
So there it is. And I don't know if this is from Pinterest. So I don't know how much they're going to be selling this for. But I think if I were going there, I would probably pick up this baby just
for
because
sure.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily a fan of bringing him back from the dead, but how can you not be a fan?
I was a fan of that. I like the idea of. I was always disappointed that he died in the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, last thing before we go. This will be for sure the last thing. I retweeted. You can find this on my Twitter at Dan Vadabonker. I retweeted somebody. It was one of those those birth month challenges where you determine like your Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I saw that going around.
So there was one from your birth month is your favorite thing about Star Wars, and it's got all this stuff listed. I was born in April, so my favorite thing about Star Wars is the Phantom Menace.
That's right.
Come on. I don't remember what year.
No, September. Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Look it up. Hold on a second.
But it wasn't like your. I saw your response.
which was
Give Me a Break.
Give Me a Break, yeah.
That's right, or something like that.
Yeah.
Something to the effect of Give Me a Break. This isn't true. So, is that it? Next time we talk, it's going to be all celebration.
Well, I think, yes, absolutely. Next time we talk. Yeah, 2 weeks, we'll do a celebration decompress or post-mortem, and we'll talk about all the stuff we learned, including reaction to the new trailer that we're for sure going to see at Celebration.
And I'll be watching Pablo's tweets as well.
There we go.
To see what he's talking about.
Yeah, but he's just as likely to tweet about Transformers and Star Wars.
From Celebration?
Well, he does that.
Heresy.
He would do that for sure. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the Star Wars Nerds. I'm Dan Vadabunker.
I'm Kenton Larson. Don't let the Force hit you on the ass.
That's no move.
Now I am the master.
TK421, do you copy?
Going into Toshi Station to pick up some power conversion.